Hi everyone and welcome inside the Lewis and Clark County Fairgrounds for the 2016 Helena BullFest. Peter Young along with Jeff Marn. And Jeff, this is our final elite professional bull riding event before the finals in Butte in January. So for some of these cowboys, it's their last chance to qualify for the finals.
Yeah, it is their last chance to qualify, but some, they're going to take this as an opportunity to gain a little ground on that year-end championship. Look for good things to happen on that.
All right, as you like to say as well, some of these guys were requalified. They're going to try and get their mixture right tonight. A guy like Grady Jasperson, he's had a great year.
Well, there's a few that we're going to be talking about here tonight. Grady has also did really well, won Great Falls, won Derby. But then there's John Smith and Andrew Smith. Both have championships in the Butte Civic Center Arena. They're familiar. Look for awesome things to happen in the world of bull riding.
Andrew Smith, he's a fun guy to watch. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have bull riding from Helena after this.
Not 30 days away, not 20 days away. The time to save is now. During the final days of the Ford year-end sales event at your local Ford store, make no payments till March on some of the most stylish, high-tech, and efficient rides around. So don't come up empty. You want a deal that'll make your holiday? Get to your local Ford store now and cap off the holidays with huge cash back on the perfect car, truck, or SUV to kickstart the new year. Now get up to $10,500 in total value plus $1,000 smart bonus cash plus just announced $500 final days cash on F-150.
Hey man, got some chew?
No, man. This stuff's dangerous.
Hey, can I get a zip?
No way.
Why not?
Give me one good reason.
It's full of toxic chemicals.
It rots your teeth, and it causes cancer.
Prove it.
It says so right in the can.
Well, why do you do it?
So then why do you chew?
The Montana Telecommunications Access Program allows Montanans with disabilities to connect.
My caption phone is an important asset in my work as a financial advisor.
I can stay in touch with the world without touching a thing.
My electronic learning box lets me speak to the world.
My amplified telephone lets me talk to my niece and my friends.
And best of all, for most Montanans, these services are free. Call us at 800-833-8503.
Welcome back to our coverage of the 2016 Helena BullFest. Here's what happened Friday night in the long and short go. It was Wiley Hurst and John Smith. They were the big winners. They rode two bulls.
We talked about it. Consistency means a lot in the world of bull riding. John Smith, Wiley Hurst, both of the pair, the two of them, 159 leading the way, 150.5 a second place. It's going to be good watching on a Saturday.
All right, let's get to tonight's competition. First up, the guy that we talked about, Grady Jasperson. Won Derby, won Great Falls, and he's on a bull that we've seen a lot as well. This is Montana Livestock Pretty Boy.
Well, you mentioned it just perfectly because Montana Livestock Pretty Boy, if there is a guy in a lead coming into this deal, it looks pretty good to have this bull under your name right here. Just making a nice little bull ride. Exactly what the judges are looking for.
Just another day at the office for Jasperson.
Yes.
That's the kind of bull you want, too.
It is. And those guys talk about it, and you get to go into a bunch of events, and these guys get familiar with these bulls as well. And so that is one that they keep their eye on and who's got him. Big scores coming in. A nice way to start off the bull riding on a Saturday.
Yeah, it was tough on Friday for Jasperson, but the judges reward him with an 83-point ride. So a good way to start off a Saturday night here in Helena. And we move on down the chutes to John Smith. And John is going to be on the back of Rocky.
John Smith, Rocky, good matchup. Not many people get by this bucking bull. It's really deceiving how much power he has. We talked about John Smith, really familiar with him. He goes to a lot of touring pro divisions up and down the road. Won a lot of money in Butte a year ago at the finals. Average winner there at the Butte Civic Center. Watch this matchup. Nice little outing here so far. And that's why he gets those bull riders on the ground right there at about 7 seconds. Watch what he does on this Whalen Tire replay coming up in moments as he steps on the ground. Just another day at the office for the good veteran from Malta, Montana.
Yeah, second night in a row, Rocky gets ridden because Connor Murian, he had a 72.5 on him last night.
But we're going to watch this replay right here about, you saw his feet start floating right there. He didn't panic, charged for that front. Watch Rocky take a big step ahead right there. A lot of guys would be laying on the ground, but not John Smith. He's a veteran. Loosened up, didn't panic, and watch him go to the pay window another time. Steps off, said, give me another one, boys. I'm heading to the short round.
Yeah, beautiful dismount for John Smith. And he's not going to be in the 80s, but still a 73.5. So great start, 2 for 2. Smith and Jasperson get her done. So we move on now. This is Chesko Bloodman who's up next on the back of the bull, Dr. Walter and Irwin's toothache.
Yeah, our dentist from over the hill there in Deer Lodge, Montana. Awful proud of this Red Eye Rodeo Company buck and bull right there. Another one of these good little athletes under there. You better not stub your toe because he'll pop you upside the purple helmet in a hurry. Look at that.
Boy, too many shots like that, you're not going to need to.
I want you to watch this replay because all that weight went right on his legs, and that's where he went. Click him right behind, and I mean gave him what you'd call a toothache.
Boy, he got his shot, so hopefully Chesko is okay. But that's bull riding, right? It's not a question of if, but when. So he's getting some help out of the arena, and we hope that he will bounce back quickly from that.
Yeah, Josh Talseth helps him out of the arena as we keep it moving here.
Yeah, River Stevenson, he's up next. Got a score the other night out of Blackfoot, Idaho. He's on Seagram 7.
You know, watch this. This is a big buck and bull that gets a lot of people on the ground. He's not the one you probably want to have if you're in, but I love River and the way he rides. You see, he kind of kept his knees up there as we were going to watch that Whalen Tire replay again. That is just, there's just no timing to this bull whatsoever from speaking to River. He knew what he had to do. He didn't shy on it one bit. He said, you know what, you can't pick them all the way you want them. I'm just going to knee up on him a little bit and get the job done, see if I can't go to the pay window. Whalen Tire replay shows you just the power these animals do have on them. They'll score, though, here tonight.
Yeah, missed it by less than a second. So Jason Coleclaw is up next. And Jason on Purple Paisley.
Purple Paisley. This kid, now I talked to him a little bit. There's nothing better he'd rather do than get in a roll in bull riding because his mom and dad put him to work. They run a certified weed-free hay program in Libby, and he says, you know what, not tonight though. You're going to go back to the swather, the combine here one more time, it looks like, on that one.
Now, how does this end so fast? Is he just missing that quick?
Well, he's sitting down on his pockets as you're looking right there, and you put all that weight on your behind, and that's where you're going to wind up, right on your behind. No score here for Jason. Time to go back to the drawing board.
Next up, Dalton Rudman. He had a great ride last night with an 84 on Nutcracker. Tonight, the Wellington, Utah Cowboy is on the back of Mayhem. Good matchup for him?
You know it is, and especially when he's sitting in the position he has not been able to go to as many events as he'd like to. And we talked about this is where it makes or breaks a guy going into Butte. Here we go. Not an easy to track buck and bull. Look at the moves he's got. That is a hard to twist buck and bull. And you know what? He just rode him picture perfect right there. And what a good little outing for him. Not necessarily the best on that bull, but I don't know how the score is going to reflect. But I want you to watch the Whalen Tire replay. And when I say moves, look at this bull trying to get him off every way he can. The belly there is what I call sunfishing. Shaking and rattling, see how it twists and turns and kicking, not necessarily up in the air, but more at his stomach. Makes it awful difficult for these guys to get a qualified ride. He did what he had to go, just kind of rolled with the punches, as you might say, and got the job done. Shakes it off. We'll see him more bull riding coming up a little bit later.
Yeah, not the 84 he had last night, but still a 71.5. So 2 nights in a row, Dalton gets the job done. Now it's Quinn Greeno. Of course, we know that family's name. Son of Deb and Quinn out of Bozeman, Montana. He's unlucky.
Got a good thing about Quinn is he's been really being a student of the sport of bull riding. He went to a couple schools there. I think he's got things figured out. Look at this little bit of trouble. Lucky is a veteran buck and bull right there, one they all like to see, but a little long in the tooth as it's showing. But I tell you what, Quinn Greeno, I'm awful proud of that young man stepping off there. That's confidence, and that's what you want to see coming into the last event of the year. Whalen Rita, you see him get kind of caught up in that buck and shoot. He hits his head a little bit. Didn't reflect on Quinn, though. He just kept doing what he needed to do. Loosened it up, letting him pack him around. Nice little bull ride. Stepping off, scores coming in.
You can't do the ride you're thinking you're going to get. You have to ride the bull ride you get. And that was awkward. But he gets rewarded. It's a pretty good score. It's a great effort on his part. It's a 74. So that puts him in second place right now. It's still Grady Jasperson way ahead with his 83. The long round continues from Helena right after this. Back inside the Lewis and Clark County Fairgrounds, the Helena BullFest continues. Rob Matson out of Butte, Montana. He's on Speedy.
Now here's a matchup is what you kind of want to watch. Rob kind of took some time off of the sport, got back in Havre, and as you see, and I'm not going to make any excuses. It's great to see Rob here at this event, but I tell you what, if you don't put this in your head each and every night before you go to bed and when you wake up first thing in the morning and not the only thing you think about, bull riding, it is a tough thing to just temporarily do now and then.
It can humble you pretty quick, huh? No score.
It can. He's got a little hitch in his get along as he takes the light blue bull rope out the arena. Here we go with more bull riding.
Yeah, Tyrell Fisk on Gru. Tyrell out of Wyoming.
A Wyoming kid that rides awful good, but sitting in a number 30 position, and we know what that means. He's on the bubble to go to the finals, and that's not going to help the cause here tonight. What an outstanding little outing there. Gru, young buck and bull Red Eye Rodeo Company. These guys been raising great buck and bulls for a long time. You're going to hear us talk about more as the night progresses, but what a great, great little outing right there. No score for a good cowboy Tyrell.
So Cleve Spang is up next. He's on One Horn Wonder. Had 2 quick buck-offs. Let's see if Cleve can last a little bit longer out of Billings, Montana.
Cleve Spang, we've seen him get some money in a few events, but I tell you what, he's another one that right on that 26th, 27th bubble coming into here tonight. He needs to make it count here if he wants to be secured going into Butte, Montana. Not the way to start. Garrett Smith, Cale Berg get in there and doing their job once again. Nice little job right there. The One Horn Wonder makes you think where that other horn went.
Boy, and that could have been a lot worse, knocking the helmet off. Great job, bullfighters.
Yeah, that bull's been around for a bit. He's really smart, and he knows exactly where that one horn is, too, and he'll use it. Good thing he didn't have that other one because he took a big swipe at our good cowboy. Cale Berg stepping in really nice right there. Garrett Smith will then lead him out. Good teamwork right there by our bullfighters.
Well, we got 3 guys in a row. Lasted 1, 2, and 3 seconds. You got to get 8 to get a whistle. So let's see what Wyatt Wilkes can do on Buffalo.
Wyatt Wilkes, I tell you what, the guy that I've been really impressed with, won Casper, won the Cletus Lacey Memorial.
Oh, man.
He took an awful big shot, guys, and I tell you what, this is where it comes in handy to have all kinds of great help like they do. They're going to let him leave here. Get him out of there nice and easy. Watch the replay. Wyatt Wilkes, he won Casper, won Grand Coulee, but watch that inside leg and watch the hind feet. That ground is awful unforgiving right there. We're going to give him a little time to get his breath and see what's happened, give you an injury update as we proceed to the night.
It is amazing, boy, just, the difference between an inch or 2 here, right? An inch or 2 there, and that is a good sight. That he is up and walking. He's getting some help for sure. Yeah. But he will be back at it sooner than you think.
Anytime you can walk out of the arena is a good time. I mean, no matter what happened there, it's good to see him back and on his feet as we proceed.
Yeah, Waylon Ledoux out of Browning is on switchback.
Waylon Ledoux, they told me to watch this young kid. Had a lot of talent. Went to a bull riding school over in Butte last year. Got to see what he can do. He just needs to get on a few more. Not the easiest bull to track right there. You saw that bull take a big step ahead. We're going to watch that replay once again. As we talked about, a good high school champion. He made his way up through the ranks. Good track athlete, cross country. That whole crowd up there, they're really proud of this young man and his accomplishments and what his future holds. Watch this big jump right here. Set him back there. He lost his feet. You know what? Youth is a good tool to have in the world of bull riding. We're going to get to see a lot more of that kid.
Yeah, just about a half a second away from getting the whistle. But he does show a lot of promise. But it's a no score. Well, next up, Jeff, a guy we talked about it a lot at the start of this year. Brandon Wallentine. He's on the back of Freddie Krueger out of Paris, Idaho, down by Bear Lake and the Utah border. He was a guy that, again, was doing so well early on, but we haven't heard of him much lately.
He's an awful, awful tough book to read because I tell you what, one day he can look like the champ. The next, it speaks for itself right there at about 3.5 seconds. He has all of the ability in the world, and I just, if he got on a roll, it'd be hard to stop. But as you see, you can't ride them all. Wheel and Tire replay shows it awful well. That bull, he sat down like I thought he'd had a better luck bucking his tail off, and then it just like that, he left him there. We're going to see Brandon for a long time, though. He is an awful talented young man. Good to have him back.
Yeah, lives in a beautiful part of the country, too. Okay, moving on to Andrew Smith on Fireball. And Andrew out of Butte, Montana. He is a little guy here getting on the back of these huge bulls. Boy, he makes up for it in heart, though. Look at that, 5'6", 145.
Exactly. You know what, Andrew, the good thing about him, he has some really good success in that Butte Civic Center. So coming in tonight, he just wants to add to his momentum here. As we're going to watch an old veteran bull by the name of Fireball throw a little fit there. This bull we've seen for a long time, maybe on his last leg here going in to tonight. But I tell you what, nice little effort, not easy to track. Once again, these bulls, when they get going like that, there's no set pattern to them. Andrew Smith did his job, kept his hand closed, chin down. We're going to see him go some more bull running here tonight.
Yeah, Andrew could have had a cup of coffee on the back of Fireball tonight, so it's not going to be a great score. But again, you get that 8 second, and that's what matters.
Yeah, you see him just letting him do his deal. Fireball, though, one of the most underrated bucking bulls back in the day there ever was. He just didn't have any horns. I tell you what, they've been in the 90s on that bull back in the day. It doesn't look like he's there anymore, but we're sure proud of that animal and what he's done in the past.
Yeah, not going to be in the 90s. That's a 68 for Andrew Smith. So we have one more rider here in our Longo. One more chance to move on into the short round. So last up, Hawk Witt. Two-stroke Cold Smoke is the name of the bull. Hawk out of Thermopolis, Wyoming.
Hawk Witt going to be qualified for the Montana Circuit Finals coming up a little later. He's got a lot of finals to be talking about, at least professional bull riding. I like him. I like the way he rides. Took second in Shelby, Montana. But I tell you what, like we say there before, you got to do it every time in consistency. We're going to keep repeating it over and over again, and I know he's going to not be too happy about it. You saw him get rocked back there a little bit, sitting back, and he could not get back where he needed to be. Shuffle that weight over. It didn't happen. Whalen tire replay showing us again another down early.
So after that fast start, it was the bulls who really picked up the momentum to end the Longo, and it's that 84 by Grady Jasperson that is the high score still. Then Quinn Greeno with the 74. Then you just saw Andrew Smith sneaking in with that 68. So those are the leaders as we head into the short go. We'll have that coming up next.
My name is Carson. Rodeo has become a very big part in my life. To win a rodeo, you got to be really dedicated, so I have to stay in shape. I really like when you're getting done with a run, because sometimes you have the highs and your lows in rodeo, but when you do good, it's really a great feeling. Tobacco, in my opinion, doesn't belong in rodeo. I mean, you can look at all the statistics and it's just been a damaging, destructive product. Tobacco doesn't take center stage, not in my rodeo.
Not 30 days away, not 20 days away. The time to save is now. During the final days of the Ford year-end sales event at your local Ford store, make no payments till March on some of the most stylish, high-tech, and efficient rides around. So don't come up empty. You want a deal that'll make your holiday? Get to your local Ford store now and cap off the holidays with huge cash back on the perfect car, truck, or SUV to kickstart the new year. Now get up to $10,500 in total value plus $1,000 smart bonus cash plus just announced $500 final days cash on F-150.
When traveling through Montana's capital city, make your lodging destination the Comfort Suites in Helena, Montana. We are centrally located on I-15 and US Highway 12 and close to the midway point between Yellowstone and Glacier National Parks. A full day of adventures means starting the day off right with a complimentary hot and delicious breakfast. Spacious guest rooms, internet access, business center, indoor pool and fitness center, and much more. Call us at 406-495-0505 or visit us online at comfortsuiteshelena.com.
Ready now for our first rider in the short round at the Helena BullFest. This is Mason Payne on Odel's Yodel. And Mason did not have a scored ride in the first go or the long go, but he moves on because of time.
That's right. Closest the 8-second whistle. If we don't have 10 qualified rides, we bring him back. Closest the 8-second whistle. This is an outstanding. Look at the size of this bucking bull, but I want you to watch how hard he bucks. You know, he's one of my favorite little animal athletes to watch. Get out of there, Cale Berg. He will throw you to next week. He ain't done mopping up the arena yet. Wow. You know,
that bull is in
he's little, but watch, he's just so electric is what you want to call it, I would say. Look at that power. He comes from a great bloodline there. Years and years of effort puts into these guys. Goes back to Boyd and Floyd breeding program, which has raised some of the best livestock anywhere around the world, some world champion bucking bulls. As we're going to go on, but that did not end very well for that man right there. No score.
Yeah, no score for Mason Payne. Well, Quinn Greeno was more than okay. It was kind of an awkward 74 in the Longo. He was actually offered a re-ride, decided not to take it. A good thing, because that 74 is a pretty good score for tonight's action. He's on Bucking Nightmare right now, and he'd rather dream of a big score.
Yeah, the Quinn Greeno, we told you about it, kind of became a student of the sport for a while, kind of got his head on right. His faith right is what he told me, and he's really liking where his head's at going into tonight's performance. You know, that if you get up, if there's a thing to do, you don't lay there on the ground. I mean, it worked out for him right there, and our bullfighters did a nice job, but that could have been ugly. Watch some Whalen Tire replay as we go right here. He was making it, see how he didn't get panicking, he got stepped back, lifted up there, shuffled over, but then right there, that elbow he couldn't quite get dropped over, and that could have been bad, but I'm glad to see him up and all right.
So Bulls 2 and Riders 0 here in the short go. Connor Murian is up next on Badger Milk, and Connor had a good ride on Friday night, but a bit of an offer for today out of Jordan, Montana. So let's see what he can do on Badger Milk.
The Bernion family, tell you what, his dad was a National Finals rodeo qualifier in the bull riding. Here is a guy with a world of talent, won the Northern Rodeo Association. He can ride as good as anybody. We know the bull Badger Milk. We know his history. They've been in the 90s. We got to see it on our highlights of the season. And look at that big thing. He's got muscles coming out of his ears.
Yeah, and Connor knew he had a great opportunity for a big score, too.
What I love about it is the effort. This young man knows nothing more than to try each and every time just the same, and that's what's going to get him a lot of money before it's all said and done. What a great little effort there tonight. But look at that. You're 6 feet, 7 feet in the air right off there, and he wasn't done kicking yet.
Give him a basketball and see if he can dunk, right?
It's great. Love it.
Well, Dalton Rudman is up next, and Rudman had a big score on Nutcracker Friday night, got an 84. So he's on Montana Livestock's Clown Eater now.
The Clown Eater's that big bull. They rode for 87. I think he's been rode twice in his career. This is where you can change a season around right now. If you're having a little mishap, it only takes one bull, they say, to get over what you've had in the past. And I love the way this guy rides. Utah Cowboy. They won the Elite Bull Connection over in Darby. So one that can be up there. Show us some highlight reels again, once again. Come on. Look at this bull.
Going for his third scored ride here in Helena, but not to be. That's a good bull.
It is. Ted Odell, Red Eye Rodeo Company, bringing us that one there. Another one of the Boyd and Floyd breeding program goes back to, they love it. The great shape these animals are into, and this is why each and every time you kind of know what's going to happen before the chute even opens on these bulls. They do their job. They'll score.
Still looking for our first score here in the short go. This is that young kid that you like, Waylon Ledoux. Shows all that promise. He's on Redbird. He almost got the 8 seconds of the long go. Very close.
He did. And this is a tough bull to get on there. A PBR World Finals bucking bull by the name of Redbird. He's older enough, but I tell you what, if you get that one twisted, you did your job just right. And that was a handful of hamburger getting tied to right there, because that didn't work out for our young native friend there. But we're going to see a lot of him in the future. See how he shuffles and comes right back. But he found that spot in the dirt that he liked, and that's where he wound up landing. He'll change that as the next one goes, but no score for him here tonight.
Well, we're halfway through the short go, still no score. Let's see if this can change with John Smith. John's on Cheeto. He's had himself a great weekend so far.
John Smith, the average winner at the Elite Professional Bull Riding, Montana Circuit finalist. He's been to the ABBI World Finals. He's been to the Professional Build Ford Tough Series. Here's a really, really good professional bull rider that thrives his game on consistency. Watch what he's doing right here. And see how he's leaning, got in a little trouble, didn't panic, let that bull. Guys, I tell you what, watch this man right here, because there's what bull riders are made of right there. John Smith, the Malta, Montana man, showing you how to get it done with our qualified ride.
He put on a clinic right there, and now 4 rides this weekend.
That's right. Well, the Whalen Tire replay is going to show you And I talked to John coming up, and that's exactly what he said. You know what? We're getting close to getting into the finals right now. I need to make some more points, get on a roll again. I love to go back to Butte at the end of January, get some more money. I love that Civic Center. This is how you get there, and this is how you do it. Steps off. A paycheck is coming your way, my friend.
Well, if anybody has got their mixture right at this time of year, it's John Smith, and he gets an 80. So our first scored ride here in the short go, and John Smith now, just over halfway through this short round, has got himself a commanding lead. You take all of his rides, look at that, 153.5. Jasperson second with that 83. But Terrio and Tumer and Stevenson coming up. Four Cowboys left to challenge John Smith. First up, Andrew Smith had a 68 in the Longo. He's going to have to get mid to high 80s if he's going to take over the lead.
And here's a guy that can do it. We've seen him do it before. He's won. He's been in the high 80s. Now look at the way he sits up and knows when the time is necessary to get a bull road. Nice little bull ride, my friend. Andrew, that's a kid. That's how you do it right there.
Well, he was on the back of Gray Gopher, who came up with an 83 for Wiley Hurst on Friday. So he got a good bull. He's a happy kid.
And just like you said, they're going back and talking to your buddies and knowing that you got one, that they won a little money on the night before does not ever hurt. Look at this way, though. I tell you what, just so square, almost looks like Clint Bronger up there. Just a little short, choppy moves, did not panic. And I tell you what, he commanded that bull. Nice little bull by Red Eye Rodeo Company. Nice little job by Andrew Smith getting the job done.
Hey, it's a good score, and it is an 84 for Andrew Smith. So it is awfully close right now at the top there. Andrew and John Smith in the lead here in Helena. Well, can Tanner Terrio challenge those two? Tanner is going to get on Montana Livestock's auction block.
All right, Tanner Terrio. Another one of the good Montana bull riders, been to the Montana Circuit Finals, but there's also some history at this kid. I tell you what, he comes back to Helena. We saw him with some injuries here in the past year. That one in particular took half his ear off. And I tell you what, he was at a bull riding the next day, Elite Bull Connection. This guy is a cowboy. Come on, my friend. Got a big hometown crowd there tonight. Put the effort out. That was going to be one that they were going to let him hand the books to him, let him write his own score. That was awesome there. But effort was there, but no score for our friend Tanner Terrio. We're going to watch the replay, and I love watching this because, you know, other than a few little simple mistakes here, he was making an outstanding bull ride right here. You see him get lean back right there, and that feet go to floating, and that's when it puts all that pressure on your riding hand. There was not much you could do at that point, but you know what? good to see him back in the elite professional bull riding. We look to see him in Butte, Montana, and totally redeem himself.
2 riders left. 2 Cowboys to challenge the 84 of Andrew Smith. This is Josh Toomer on Crazy Crackling Groundhog. Another Idaho Cowboy from down by Bear Lake, Georgetown.
Crazy Crackling Groundhog. You know, we're still needing a little more information on what went on there with the naming of that, but this is a good bucking bull right here, and a nice little bull rider that we just got to see a lot of this summer. But as you watch it, those bulls came to buck here on a Saturday night. No score once again.
Got to about the 6-second mark, but that was a tough bull.
And Josh been up there in the top 10 of the league professional bull riding before, sitting about that number 16 spot. So one of these guys that sure can make some noise in the finals, and that's what's good to see him having that opportunity come in January.
So interesting watching a tall guy like Josh ride versus little old Andrew Smith, that short, squatty little center of gravity on top of the bull.
Yeah.
Final rider is River Stevenson. River's on packing heat. This bull gave John Smith his 84.5 on Friday, so the Star Valley Cowboys hoping he can get a repeat right here.
And packing heat's one of those that, I tell you what, if you aren't doing your job right, he'll leave you there too. But these guys don't want to be hanging on the ground too much. He will horn in on your business after it's all said and done too. So nice little out once again. Packing heat. No score for him tonight. Now watch the replay once again. You see how he's battling up. He got the knees up there, drawn in there. It's just, if you don't get back to the front, that's what's going to happen. They're going to leave you there. But he's going to be at the finals there in January. And like we talked about again, no score here tonight. But what an opportunity to come there in January and get back for some big cash in elite professional bull riding.
Well, the cash tonight is going to go to the Smiths, Andrew and John. Now, Andrew had the 84, so that wins the short go. But it's John's consistency that wins the overall by 1.5 points, 153.5 to 152. What a great competition. Well, another great event for this year in the elite professional bull riding, and you and I know it's been a fantastic season. So right now we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to take a look back at the highlights from the 2016 elite professional bull riding year.
The Montana Telecommunications Access Program allows Montanans with disabilities to connect.
My caption phone is an important asset in my work as a financial advisor.
I can stay in touch with the world without touching a thing.
My electronic learning box lets me speak to the world.
My amplified telephone lets me talk to my niece and my friends.
And best of all, for most Montanans, these services are free. Call us at 800-833-8503.
My name's Charlie, and I've been rodeoing for about 12 years. You learn to love it, and you grow up with it all the time, and you have to get hooked on a rodeo by somebody, and that's your family. When I lost my granddad, it was pretty rough. Everybody loved him so much, and if he didn't smoke, he'd probably still be here. Athletes try to stay in the best of shape as they can, and smoking's not going to get you there. So I decided to stand up and help the Montana rodeo that I love break away from tobacco.
Not 30 days away, not 20 days away. The time to save is now. During the final days of the Ford year-end sales event at your local Ford store, make no payments till March on some of the most stylish, high-tech, and efficient rides around. So don't come up empty. You want a deal that'll make your holiday? Get to your local Ford store now and cap off the holidays with huge cash back on the perfect car, truck, or SUV to kickstart the new year. Now get up to $10,500 in total value plus $1,000 smart bonus cash plus just announced $500 final days cash on F-150.
Let's look right now at the 2016 Elite Professional Bull Riding.
Well, here's the guy we talked about at the top of the show. It's Brandon Wallenstein out of Pocatello, Idaho, the Gate City, coming off that nice performance in Denver. See if he can continue it here tonight.
Yeah, Brandon's got some money, got some confidence, got a great matchup here tonight. I like it. He's been on him before. I think he's got him covered a few bull ridings ago, so he was happy with what he had drawn here, the Honey Badger from Red Eye Rodeo Company. Big black and white spotted bucking bulls, got one going. Wow, awful close to that free arm, but it looks like I don't see any flags right now.
Here we go, we got our first one of the night. Honey Badger and Wallenstein.
So,
hard time getting off.
Look out. Tate Rhodes, get in there. Look, Garrett Smith, he took a shot there, Peter. I'm excited to watch the replay.
I don't think Honey Badger was All too happy about getting ridden.
Yeah. Watch it down here at about that 4-second mark. Nothing can, but from where they were sitting, I guess they're going to call it inconclusive. So did not have that great view like we just saw. It looked like me like he might have touched that bull and got away with one, right? Looks like score's going to be coming in.
Well, if he didn't touch the bull, he could have, with that right hand, flicked the flea off its back, because it was awfully close.
Awful close.
But we're going to take it. We're going to take that ride. We got to wait for the score.
Look out. He is getting it. You know, that bull had the V-line for his behind. He was going to clean house. So there's the score coming in.
83.5. Well, that will help that ankle heal up a little bit. He kind of grabbed that right ankle. So we move on to Grady Jasperson, Cowboy Auto, Star Valley, Wyoming, on Pretty Boy.
That Star Valley, Wyoming cowboy, he's one that can come in, take your money, and go on to the next one. He's got the confidence, kind of that little step, hip to his step there. I like his confidence in the way, you can just tell by the way he holds himself.
Tell by that photo as well, he's got a bit of swagger, huh?
He does.
Here you go. Well, in Montana Livestock, Pretty Boy. Can he get it done? And he does. We got 2 in a row. So how about that? Guys are finally starting to figure things out.
Yeah, I loved it. Just the whole presence of that kid, you can just tell him, talking to him in the locker room a little bit earlier today. He's excited to be here. This is what he wants to do for a living. In a bull rides like this, he's going to have a great opportunity to keep doing it.
That is a great ride. Look at that bull.
Yeah.
That is so athletic.
Judge is looking at how well the animal bucks, how well the cowboy stays and controls. It is looking good here. Scores are going to be coming in.
Takes the lead. Look at that, 85.5. So they're both banged up, both cowboys, but getting in the 80s. They're going to take that score. Again, it's still a little bit lower than Wallentine and Jasperson. But Parker Brenning up next on Montana Livestock, Pretty Boy, out of Edgar, Montana.
It's good to see him coming back. Parker, two-time Ram National Circuit Finals, two-time National Finals rodeo qualifier. Just flew in to be able to compete here tonight. Then he's right back on the bus and heading out for more. Parker, tell you what, if I'm a betting man, I'm going to say we're going to have another score coming up real soon. Trying to get things right in the buck and shoot. That you can see that on that video right there where he is leaning on that leg. Here we go, Parker. Got one going. Showing you why he's been to the National Finals rodeo. It's rides like that. Judges, sharpen your pencils. We just watched how to get it done in the Four Seasons Arena on a Saturday night.
Yeah, that'll put a smile on your face. Great job by Parker Brenning. So he moves on to the short go. Now we just got to wait and see what his score is.
Yes. We're going to watch the replay on that. You saw him take some time in there, but he knew he had to get things right. A lot of money up for grabs. Leaves out of there just perfectly. Squared up. Come around the corner, got bobbled in there, shuffles his hips, reaches right back over the front. I tell you what, if you're practicing on a barrel, you might want to put bull rides that he's been making, because that's awesome. Scores are coming in.
And so it is an 84.5 for Brenning. And that is the second best score of the weekend. So congratulations to the young cowboy. But now we got Brady Olson up first out of Blackfoot, Idaho. These cowboys in the short go got a chance for 1, some money, and number 2, the chance to get on the back of the bonus bowl.
That's right. You saw Brady with that 85 in round 1. I tell you what, we've been talking about him. He's got some confidence. We told you about him riding really good in those touring pro events. He's been going up and down the road all summer long. Brady's got a heck of a bull underneath him here tonight. One, he can be a pile of points. I like the matchup here. Another good Red Eye Rodeo Company bucket bull underneath him here tonight. One of our premier bull riders thinks he can go good. Come on, Brady. Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that. Show me the money. I can't tell you how close he was to the whistle, but that was outstanding from where I'm sitting.
What athleticism from that bull as well. That was close.
You said it just right. It takes 2 to tango. Scores are coming in. That's the good thing we got coming.
He got a thumbs up, so he's going to get a good score.
Wow. Right here. Look how much ground this bull's covered, and when he's coming around, he's not just sitting there spinning. He's jumping ahead. Difficulty. Judge is going to warn him. Scott Brenning, I tell you what, sharpen your pencils. Big score coming in.
Yep, 88. You called it, Jeff. 88 for Brady Olson.
Highest mark ride of so far in Darby. Love it. Now, we go to that bonus bowl we've been telling you about. This is one of the best bucking bulls in the world, and there's a reason why they put $3,000 up for this great bucking bull, Badger Milk. Gerald knows. I think he's actually tried to tempt this bull before. Let's watch it. Wow.
Look at this.
Look at what we got going here. Oh, took a big shot, folks. I'm going to look at the whistle, but from where I'm sitting, Peter,
he might have made it.
I think thumbs are up. It's official. Scott Bredin giving me the thumbs up right now. He's as happy as any of us right now. The effort he just put out, second to none. Big scores coming in, folks. $3,000. Pay that man. Yeah, we've got to see that. We're going to see it again on the replay. Danger Dave's, he's rocking it out there just like Gerald Esch. All the troubles went out the drain right there. Awesome. Scores are going to be coming in, and I guarantee it's going to be the highest mark rider we've seen in this arena in a very, very long time.
And he gets a 91. So in addition to the cash, he gets a 91 on top of Badger Milk. This is the day that he's going to be telling his grandkids about one time. This is Grady Jasperson. You remember earlier this year had a big win in Great Falls, riding for Team Toomer on Wonder Boy.
This bull originated up there in Canada, north of the border. A lot of big bull ridings were won on him, but I tell you what, he's also throwing some people off. Grady, another one of them guys, gets it done each and every one at a time. Look at the effort this guy puts out. Awesome bull riding going on right now.
Well, that is a fantastic looking ride.
Steps off on his feet like he owns him. Take him to the pay window, and a big score's coming up.
Yeah, third scored ride of the afternoon. This was a nice one.
Got in there. Look how he dipped his shoulder, and that got both kind of packed him around there. He didn't make too big a move. Big.
87. Wow.
I love that. Just shows how much confidence that guy has. Stepped off on his feet. Now the rain's coming down. Let it rain, because all it's going to do is rain money for that good cowboy.
Devin Mitchell from Shepherd on Big Raj.
Big Raj, Lucky Strike. They say this is a very son of that great bucking bull. He's been around for a while. Big Raj, Lucky Strike. They were 86. Robson Palermo in Topeka, Kansas won the big event on this bucking bull right here. So, hey, come on.
Look at this. Hey, we got an 8-second ride.
Hey.
That's a pretty good one. Well, that's got to be better than 71.
That's a good feeling here. We're about to throw ourselves right out of our chairs right there. Replay coming in, getting over the front end, just like you said, bending at the hips, toes are out, you know, making it the way it should be. It doesn't have to be that hard. That bull's been around a long time, showing his age a little bit, but we're sure proud of that kid putting the effort into here tonight. Scores are coming in.
Yeah, great recovery, though, for Devin. He did get in a bit of trouble there around the 6-second mark. Got back up on the rope, and it's an 80. So we have a new leader, Devin Mitchell, with an 80. And with one rider left, he doesn't have to wait around too long to see if he's going to win this event. So now here in the bonus round, Hawk with a chance to get a little redemption on Viper.
We talked about it being featured at the Montana circuit right now in the top 10. Looking at going to go to the top 12. Elite professional bull riding, he's featured in the top 10. So this guy's been getting the money. Let's help him do it here tonight. Hey, this is what you need. Get tapped off and go to strumming on one.
Look at this.
Yes.
Witt getting it done on Viper.
I liked the way. You could see when he got settled down around that corner, he felt comfortable. He's going to win a lot more money, and especially with this bonus ride, big scores coming in.
Yeah, I tell you what, out of all these cowboys, you have 4 scored rides. This guy's got 2 of them.
That's a good feeling. Coming out of here with some confidence once again. We're going to be heading down the road once again. This is not done here at the stop in Shelby. More to talk about as we go on with the night, but scores are coming in right now. Hawk Witt, Thermopolis, Wyoming, about to get paid in the bonus round. Feet got floating. He didn't panic right there. That's what I love. He shoved him back down, gave him the outside foot. Some money chops.
And he gets an 83. Best score of the night. And so Devin Mitchell's our final rider, and if he can do better than 83, he gets the bonus money. Otherwise, Witt gets to walk away with it. Good night for him. Well, this is Chase Wood, 18-year-old out of Wright, Utah, originally from Randolph, Utah. He is on Springsteen. Not from New Jersey, so I get that.
Mile High bucking bull again. Another really good one. They've been some points on this bull, about 85, and looks like we might be in that range here, getting things started here tonight. He is kicking the steak out of one.
Boy, wow. That is going to be close.
Great little effort right there. When he gets into control here, it's looking really good. And there's going to be a big score coming in tonight. That's just what we wanted to see here to get things started off right. The energy just right. Now, they judge on the control, and if you're looking at this bull ride, you cannot control one any better. The knees are lifted up there, that outside foot, scores are coming in. Awesome bull ride.
Yeah, not the prettiest dismount, but it's an 86.5 for Chase Wood on Springsteen.
86.5, that'll give you some confidence.
This is Gray Fitzpatrick. He's on his re-ride. He's on Long Knife this time.
Gray Fitzpatrick, part of the Fitzpatrick family we've been telling you about. It's pretty awesome to see these kids. They're such good attitudes and great people to be around, but one needs to make some money because the brothers need to get home back to Montana here tonight, and it's going to have to be great, it looks like. Come on, partner. Look at this.
Yeah. He's going to get it done. He gets the 8 seconds.
That's what we've been looking for here.
Yeah, last year's NRA Rookie of the Year is pretty happy. Don't know if it's going to be an 86.5 or not, but that's still going to be a good score.
You know, you won't beat the leader, it doesn't look like to me, but I tell you what, that is what a confidence builder is, especially like we talked about, judges build on how well the animal performed, how well the cowboy stayed in control. You saw that outside foot go to working, and it was just about a textbook as bull ride as you want to see. He's waiting, he's patient, staying up for him, reaching over the front, letting that bull pack him around. Scores coming in.
Yeah, 80.5. So Fitzpatrick with the second best score in the Longo. Well, here's the big name of the event, Dakota Beck. He is on Power Stroke out of Moses Lake, Washington, a guy that's regularly on the PBR.
Yeah, Dakota Beck, we saw him in and out of the PBR for a long time, but I tell you what, if you have a conversation, he lives and breathes bull riding and always has. He's got a little boy that, I tell you what, one of the cutest kids you'll ever see. This guy has a load of talent. He's got a bull ride going on here.
Yeah, look at this. That is a pro. Amazing.
Yeah. Nice little controlled bull ride we saw it to see here. Not the easiest one to twist, and I'm not going to say he's going to be the highest marked ride coming in either. It's kind of fun to watch a guy like that at that level, though. It's
so in control.
Yes. From shoot procedure to everything, it's just a different, range when these guys go. You can see he just commands him. He gets bobbled. He doesn't. You see, we talked about that. Maybe the last guy resetting his foot. You saw Dakota reach down there, get another hold. Head goes up, reaches forward, gets right back to the office, and not a fun bull to ride by any means.
How so?
You just throws out so many moves like that, and just not much timing to that one. So scores are coming in.
So it's going to be a 78 for Beck. Welcome back to our coverage of the Helena BullFest. Well, from today's stars to the stars of the future, we're going to take a moment now to look back at the Northwest Miniature Bull Riding Finals that took place in November. These young cowboys ages 8 to 15 love what they do, and you're going to love these highlights. So up next, this is Brummy Bogus. Brummy out of Ennis, Montana. 4'6", 64-pounder on Mighty Mouse.
Chad Casperson, Mighty Mouse. Look at the good-looking little bull rider we got started here tonight. Yes, keep reaching. That is what we came for. That's what they sold the tickets. He's hung up, boys. Get in there. Our bullfighters are reaching in there, helping him out.
Well, he was hung up.
He was. He meant business. He tied in, he put the suicide wrap on, and he got a mean look on his face. He's going to get some money here tonight.
Brummy's a good little athlete, likes to wrestle, also plays baseball.
It's awful neat to be able to see this. The animal, nobody can understand unless you've been on top of one of these great animals. The flesh is still moving. That's why this opportunity for these young guys is just second to none here tonight. Scores are coming in.
Yeah, look at it, 66.25. Brummy's your new leader. 2 for 2 for these little cowboys. Well, Cooper Jacobs had the lead coming into the short go. Little Utah Cowboys on Charlie. But after that ride by Hayden, he's got to have about a low 80s to get the lead back.
Tim and Joanne O'Neill bringing us a good Hereford Cross bucking bull here tonight. Look at we've got going another. These guys are not letting go. Good job, bullfighters. He is happy.
He's loving it too.
I don't know. He's on the same mixture as Dave's on here tonight, full of happiness in that arena. Love it. Look at this. Look at how that little hips driving him to the front, got in trouble, didn't panic, sat back up and went to bull riding.
Well, he heard the whistle. He got the 8 seconds, so that is the third bull that he has ridden. So far, it's only Hayden Welsh and Cooper that have ridden 3 bulls. Oh, and he's going to like this. Jeffrey's going to like it. And 81, so that puts him back into the lead barely. So you got Jacobs and Welsh 1 and 2. Yeah, so Cooper Cook now, down to our final 3. Out of Victor, Idaho, on Thunderstruck. Ridden 2 bulls so far, trying to make it a third.
Speaking with this young man, I tell you what, you talk about a kid with some confidence. He's looking forward to more bull riding as he gets his future going, and he's doing it right.
Well, that'll get your confidence up, Jeff. Great ride. Now you got to get him off that bull. Good job.
And he did it. He waited just perfectly. Wayland Tire's going to show us that once again, and it's going to be good. There's a lot of positive things to be talking about here.
Well, our first young cowboy to ride 3 bulls for the seniors. He is now into the lead. We just got to wait and see by how much.
Right here's a touchy situation. You got that gate right there. He had the presence of mind. He knew he was in a little bit of trouble, but watch him gather himself right here. He kind of found his spot, checked out, looked back, and I tell you what, A for effort on that.
A for effort and S for savvy, too. So it's a 73 for Cook.
What an outstanding future it is of the world of bull riding as we look now to Butte, Montana at last year's Elite Professional Bull Riding Finals.
Loves it. Andrew Smith, you're going to love this ride as well out of Shawmut, Montana.
This guy's no bigger than a bar of soap, but I tell you what, he can get the money here. The Clown Eater, Red Eye Rodeo Company, past champion of the Northern Rodeo Association, showing you why.
Well, his score was bigger than a bar of soap, 86.25 for Smith.
And you know, Tyler Bingham, he's no stranger to pressure. This kid has been brought up in rodeo, bull riding all his life. He's got a great matchup, Dr. Walters and Irwin's Toothache here tonight from the Red Eye Rodeo Company. These bulls, just like these athletes, they know when it's game time, Peter, and it's about getting set here. Some of the best rodeo athletes, here we go. Wow, look at we've got going here in Butte.
What a fantastic ride.
Outside leg. He's liking it. Butte's liking it. I'm liking it. Big scores are going to be coming in. That is what we've been waiting for.
And he gets an 88, so it's the best score of the weekend. It puts him in second place just behind Ryan Profit He needed that 90.5, but oh so close. The Bulls really took Friday night, but it was this cowboy, Ryan Profit, who stole the show.
Unwound from Pat Triplett. Watch this bull ride. There's a reason why he's in the #1 position. It's bull rides like this all weekend long. Watch this guy.
Yeah, throws down the gauntlet on the first night. 87.5, so the bull after 8 seconds says, I'm done.
When traveling through Montana's capital city, make your lodging destination the Comfort Suites in Helena, Montana. We are centrally located on I-15 and US Highway 12 and close to the midway point between Yellowstone and Glacier National Parks. A full day of adventures means starting the day off right with a complimentary hot and delicious breakfast. Spacious guest rooms, internet access, business center, indoor pool and fitness center, and much more. Call us at 406-495-0505 or visit us online at comfortsuiteshelena.com.
Hey man, got some chew?
No, man. This stuff's dangerous.
Hey, can I get a zip?
No way.
Why not?
Give me one good reason.
It's full of toxic chemicals.
It rots your teeth, and it causes cancer.
Prove it.
It says so right in the can.
Why do you do it?
So then why do you chew?
Not 30 days away, not 20 days away. The time to save is now. During the final days of the Ford year-end sales event at your local Ford store, make no payments till March on some of the most stylish, high-tech, and efficient rides around. So don't come up empty. You want a deal that'll make your holiday? Get to your local Ford store now and cap off the holidays with huge cash back on the perfect car, truck, or SUV to kickstart the new year. Now get up to $10,500 in total value plus $1,000 smart bonus cash plus just announced $500 final days cash on F-150.
Well, it has been a fantastic season. I've enjoyed it. I know you have as well. What stood out for you?
Well, there's so many things to start off here. What I like to see is the upcoming talent we have. The young guns, Andrew Smith, Hubba Haggerty, all the upcoming future of rodeo that we get to look at, and our superstars that we've had for the last couple of years. You get the Cody Fords that you're going to get to see in Butte, the Jory Marcuses that we haven't talked about at all. So what an outstanding year it's been for bull riding in general.
For Jeff Martin and our entire crew, I'm Peter Young. We will see you in Butte.